Are y'all ready? It's time. Woo! Good evening and welcome to Moments with Mama Sue. I am so excited to see you. Seems like it's been a long time. Although we do this bi-monthly, every first and third Monday, but it seemed like on some of those weeks, it seems like it's extra long. Shout out to everybody who's in the room. I am so excited to see you. Listen, it's been a good day. The song James Cleveland used to sing, it's been a good day. And I thank God for it. So I thank God for it. It's so exciting to get an opportunity to connect with you all because you already know that connecting with you is the very best part of my day. It's been busy during the month of August, and I don't know what the temperature got up to today, but I know it was melting temperatures over the weekend up in the hundreds where I was in Louisville area, 105, I think they said. And I thought, oh Lord, please save me. Don't let me be lost because I'm telling you, it was so hot. But I thank God that we were able to travel and do what we had to do and made it on back. There's a lot of things going on, as you know, because here we are in August and we're at the end of August. So there are going to be a couple of things coming up that I sure want to make sure that you know about because we just try to stay busy and just try to keep it moving. That's the plan. That is the plan. We were at Westside Baptist Church for their women's conference, and it was, yes, yielded, empowered, and soaring. Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I had a grand and glorious time, and the ladies were so sweet. They were so kind. And we just had a blessed time in the Lord. And so I always enjoy sharing in those type of environments because we often are giving out so much that there are times when you just need to go somewhere and get refueled. You need to be refreshed and refilled with something. So I always enjoy doing that. But we got to give a shout out in real time to our WJIL Today listeners who listen with 2 moments with Mama Sue in replay on WJIL.today, Gospel Radio, Roku, and Fire Stick TV. And I think that's just the grandest thing ever. I am so excited and blessed that I get to have that association. And wherever you are seeing me, and whenever you are seeing me, I am just glad. I am just glad. So if you're watching Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, via that platform at 3 a.m., 10 a.m., and 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I appreciate you. I thank you. And please DM me and let me know how you're enjoying the show and the types of guests that you are enjoying and all of that good stuff. I appreciate it. And then in addition to our bi-monthly Moments with Mama Sue right here on Monday evenings at 6:30, guess what? I am on TikTok every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can catch me there, and I am glad to help turn your lunch break into a praise break. So we want you to tune in and let's talk about the Lord and let's share some wonderful revelations from scripture and from prayer and devotion. I'm just sharing my heart. That's what God gave me the assignment to do on that platform. So I look forward to it every day. I try to make sure that I am there. Sometimes it's 10 minutes. Sometimes it's longer. If I have time, I take the time and spend the time on that platform to be able to interact with those who are scrolling and popping in during their lunch hours. So if you are not on TikTok, I invite you. It's a free app. Get on there and hunt for Mama Sue Roseberry, and you can find me, and I'd be delighted to be able to share with you in that space. It's interesting. I'm learning so much, and I really enjoy it. I really, really do, because I'm learning something, and I want to be a lifelong learner. I don't know about you, but I think when we stop learning that we are being marginalized. Because as long as there's something to learn, I want to know what it is, even if I don't want to use it all the time. I still want to know about it so that I can be informed. On this weekend, I will be in Fort Stockton, Texas. Yes, woo! I'll be at the Fort Stockton Library for a wonderful session of storytelling with youth in that space. 10 o'clock a.m. for the primary grade levels, and then at 11:30 for the older students, secondary level. So just come on out. If you're in Fort Stockton, I want to see you. I want to see all the youngsters come out, and we're going to be doing a storytelling workshop, which will introduce some of the tips for sharing and preserving your own unique stories. And listen, children and young people, you can learn so much from storytelling because it helps you with your critical thinking, your presentation skills, and all of that. And these are skills that will last you a lifetime. So I invite you to come out. And then that evening, at the Fort Stockton Theater at 102 South Nelson Street, I will be doing a preview performance of my new one-woman stage play, The Old Gray Mare. Ah, yes. I want you to tap in. Come on through if you're going to be in the Fort Stockton area. This is me sharing my thoughts via this stage play vehicle for making peace with the inevitable things that happen to those of us that are fortunate enough to grow old. Everybody doesn't get the blessing to grow old. But if we live long enough, let me go on and borrow the words of my grandmama, bless her heart. If you keep saying good morning, you are going to get old. It's inevitable. But listen, there's a way I think for us to embrace aging gracefully and change, period, so that it doesn't happen to us, but it happens for us. Because change, everything must change. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. So that's my stage play. I have a lot of anecdotes, some music, a whole lot of fun opportunities are all wrapped up into that one package that I'm calling the Old Gray Mare. So I want you all to plan now to come out for the preview. And if you aren't going to be in Fort Stockton this weekend, not to worry, not to worry, because it is just a preview and I am giving it a trial run before we actually show it on the stage here in Midland in February. Last weekend in February. Go ahead and find you a calendar. Get your insurance calendar and go on and turn on over there and get to February, the last weekend, and go ahead and save the date so you can be with me and more information will be forthcoming. It's going to be fun. I'm doing it for my 70th birthday. Okay. Okay. So make sure that you get an opportunity to come and enjoy that. And I would love, love, love to have you to spend some time with me. Well, we're getting ready to move on in our program today. I think I have finished with all of the church announcements, but I have a remarkable guest with me today, and we're going to introduce her right after this.
It's beyond entertainment. It's an experience. Book Mama Sue Roseberry today.
That is worthy.
Woo! He is a great God. And I always say, he wows me daily with his awesomeness and how incredible he is. And he has given us treasures in earthen vessels. Our special guest today is Minister Gaye Arbuckle of Dallas, Texas, and she has more than 30 years experience in the gospel music industry or music industry, period. I always say gospel music, but it's part of the larger genre, music industry, period. She's a worshiper at heart, and she just has so many other attributes that we're going to discuss and talk about tonight. So would you join me in giving a big Mama Sue's family welcome to Gaye Arbuckle?
Hey,
How are you, love?
I'm wonderful. I am. I'm wonderful.
Well, bless your heart. It is so good to have you on. I've been looking forward to this moment.
I am so excited. Thank you for asking me. This is a blessing.
Well, you are a blessing. I followed you. You know, I was like the wise men. I was following you from afar. But I ever got a chance to meet you for the first time at a Texas Mass session where you were sharing as a clinician And that seems like it was 100 years ago. 30 years, you don't look like you could have been doing this quite that long. But let's talk about how you got started initially, even singing.
You know, first of all, let me say again, thank you so much for having me. This is truly, truly a blessing. I think starting out, I was actually a musician. A lot of people don't know that. They think I just sing and that's it. And I played for churches when I was probably a little girl. And my mother was the head musician of our church. And between me and my siblings, I got the bug. I started playing probably to a church, and I know I remember in the eighth grade, I maybe was making like probably $35 or $25, and I thought that was big money. I was thinking, "Ooh, I get to buy my own school clothes." Did that, then started singing, and I did my first concert when I was maybe 15 years old, and I was scared as I could be. My mother knew that there was so much more into me than what I could ever imagine, and she made it happen. And she would always encourage me and tell me I can do, at the times, yeah, I could do anything I wanted to do. But I was such an introvert, very quiet, very to myself. But deep down inside, I knew that I had a great gift. And there are times when you find yourself almost dumbing down because you want to help everybody else, and then you don't want them to feel, oh, she thinks she's this or she's that. But I knew inside that there was a treasure inside of me. So that's how I started, and started singing and went off to college, and started playing for churches. Been playing for churches all my life. And yeah, here I am today.
Well, you have taken every gift that God has given you. Because I mean, when did you first know that you could really sing? I'm not talking about sing. When did you know you could sing? Because there is a unique timbre and quality to your tone and your voice that is iconic. It's unique.
For years, I thought I was strange because I would hear everyone else sing, and I thought that when people get up and shout and run around the building, they really singing. And it seemed as if when I got up to sing, people would just sit there. And my mother would tell me all the time, she said, maybe they're just taking it all in. Maybe they're just mesmerized. So I didn't, for a time, I didn't appreciate my sound because it was different. I didn't think that unique was great. I didn't think this tone, this voice, this sound that I had was really something special. I didn't until one day, I think it clicked. It hit me. And I don't care how people can tell you, oh my God, oh. I don't care how they tell you that. If you don't feel it, it's like they ain't said anything. But I think when I went off to college, it really hit me that the Lord has really blessed me with an incredible gift. Incredible gift. So I'm grateful.
Oh,
What
it
about
is
you?
so unique. It is so unique. And you had a song many, many years ago that everybody was singing at the time. There are miracles and blessings. Oh, it was just amazing. And even to this day, do you still get requests for that?
I do. I do. At one point, I was thinking, man, I keep singing this song. Especially when it first came out, I was like, man, I just keep singing this song. People gonna get tired of it, but they don't. It's like it almost reminds you of like a hymn. They're like, just bring it out. But when the Lord gave me that song, I wanted it to be where anybody could do it. Kids, grandmama, cousin, it doesn't matter. Um, but yeah, that song, when we did the recording, when we left that place, someone said to me, that's gonna be a hit. And I thought, you think so? She's like, yeah. I said, okay. Didn't think much about it. I went to a conference and Troy Sneed, rest his soul, he said, hey, Gaye Arbuckle. I said, yeah, that's me. He's like, you know the one Miracles and Blessings, right? I said, yeah, that's me. He said, man, that song is hot. He said, they playing it all around. And I thought, wow, and it was a prayer. Lord, I thank you for this day that was not promised to me. And then, Lord, I thank you for my health and strength. And then I would say other words in my prayer. But when I began to write that song, it just came really easy. There are some songs I had to sit down and figure out. And then there's some when you compose music, sometimes it just flows like water.
Mm. And that line in there, when I think about the things I want and the things I really need,
Not the things God knows I really need.
God knows I need.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, that right there just kind of sums it up, and it kind of puts everything in perspective for the believer, because sometimes we worrying about the wrong thing.
Exactly. Exactly. And we're in a time now seemingly that people are really comparison, not really valuing the gift that's inside of them. And so we want what someone else has, but at the same time, it's like, well, you want that anointing, you want that stage, you want who they are, but you don't know what they went through to get to where they are today. The mom probably passed, the dad, they may have had some real bad history, was a prostitute. I don't know. It could be really bad, but it's like, but I want that. Okay, are you willing to go through everything they went through to get that anointing?
Mm,
I don't think so. I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. And we just see on the exterior. That's what we're looking at. We just see, oh, Gabe, the worshiper, the praise leader, that fiery red hair, and that awesome smile and persona. But people don't know the real story.
They don't. And you know, they don't have to. And that's okay too. I think the fact that the time as an individual that you spend with the Lord, the worship time, your prayer time, your walk with the Lord, this is not just for the faint of hearts. This is truly for people who want to see transformation in people's lives. That we really want to see people changed and not so much of being a superstar or being famous. It's not about that. This walk with the Lord is serious. Holiness is still right. There are things that they taught us when we were younger that some people may not value now. Oh, that's old school. Don't nobody do that no more. But I'm still trusting God. He's still the same God yesterday, today, and forevermore.
Oh, he absolutely is. And
Mhm.
you're speaking about really the heart of a worshiper, because after God deals with us, then we really are able to usher others into his presence. But that's a lifestyle. Can you
That's
talk about worship as a lifestyle a little bit? Because I know that's your lane. That is your lane, girl.
I grew up in a Baptist church. I didn't even know much about worship when I first started, but I told the Lord, I said, I want to do that. But I was thinking about it with singing, and I think that's what we think about it. But worship is even in how you treat others. Worship is how you deal with your finances. Worship is not just about a mic in your hand or on a stage or platform. Worship is a lifestyle. What are you living when the doors are closed and no one can see you? Like, how do you live life every day? Like on this side, are you this hallelujah over here, and then when the tables are turned, then you like, oh, okay, whoo, I'm not up there now. I can do what I want to do, and we miss the fact that God is still watching us. I'd hate to be doing what I do, worshiping, meeting people, leading people into the presence of the Lord, and miss heaven because I got a habit or I have some other things that I have not conquered that I'm not allowing the Lord to do in my life. I don't want to live a double life. I just I just don't. how can I worship God in a place of purity, in a place of sincerity, and I'm living foul any other day? Now, this is not a judgment. This because all of us have a history. All of us have things that we've gone through in our lives. But to the fact that I want to see Jesus one day, so I can't waste time here. I gotta be obedient. I have to live. I have to walk that life. Um, and for me, I can't compare it to anybody else. I don't have time to worry about anybody else. I got to do me.
Absolutely. And then the thing about worship is that when we can just get in the presence of the Lord, then every other thing has to bow down.
Yeah.
If we can just get in his presence. And it doesn't mean even that everything is going to change, because the worship doesn't necessarily come to change all the things around us and zap it by some miracle performance. And
Like
it's,
I dream of Genie, one of these.
yeah, that doesn't happen because you're a worship leader. But what it does, it allows you to get in the presence of the Lord. And then what he does is fortifies us and changes us
Yeah.
so that we're able to cope. Now you've been teaching choirs, and I was even blessed to come to one of the churches where you were a minister of music, minister of worship, but you've been over choirs and worship groups and praise teams and all of that for some time. That's a pretty male dominated field. So,
Yeah.
what have you found to be the greatest challenge in that area?
I think for me, first I'm going to start with, that role. You got to know that God has really called you for this position. You have to be aware that the Lord is really put you before the people. And the other part is you got to treat people right. You need to treat people fair. I think the challenge is I can say the same thing that a male says, and it doesn't probably hold that same power that if a man were to say it. Sometimes the challenges is could be that it's because it's so male dominant that people kind of take women for granted at times. But what I learned what to do to flip the whole thing is to show them where I was at Concord, I care about you. Whatever church I was at, I really want to do life with you. I wanted to connect with you. I want to make sure that I don't just see you as a member in the choir. I don't just see you as now, oh, we're going to be best friends. No, we're not going to be that. But you will know that I'm concerned about you. Um, but as far as the male side of it, it can be challenging. Men could say one thing and they just, oh my God, you're so sweet. Woman can say it, So I've just learned, hey, I'm gonna take the bitter with the sweet, and I never gave up, and I never stopped. And that's for any other woman that's out here that holds a major role. That you walk in the authority that God has given you to do it, not in anybody else, and not to be dominant. You don't have to be that. And I think we think sometimes, maybe somebody may think it, that to be in charge you have to be so aggressive, but you don't. You don't. You can say what you mean and mean what you say, and that's the bottom line. And that's what I learned to do is to show them that my walk with the Lord is really the truth, to show them that I really care for them, and to let them know that after they felt like they can trust me as a woman, then people they'll start fighting for you. They like, no, now wait a minute. Sister Arbuckle said we're not doing this. Now Sister Gay said we're not doing that. So yeah, it's been a challenge, but for me, I'm just like, I'm just gonna walk in my authority that God has given me.
That's awesome. But the thing is, when you are dealing with so many different personalities, the worship leader, unlike any other role in the church, is so closely akin to the pastor, because you are having to lead all of these people. Now you're not their pastor,
Right.
there is a role in leadership that is uh, so tenuous that's a hard walk to walk sometimes.
It is. It is. But you know, the Lord will also send those people who will help hold your arms up too. And I love the fact that in those positions that I've been in, I've always been blessed to have people that would steer me in the right direction. Hey, you might not want to do this. You might want to check this out. Hey, this worked or this may not work. Now I can listen to that and go, that's fine. And then there's sometimes it works. And then there are times when I have to create that atmosphere for the role that I'm in. So the walk is, it could be tedious, it could be tight because everybody's dependent on you, and you like half the time I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm like, Lord, if you don't do it, it cannot be done. If you don't say it, if you don't create the avenue, then it just can't be done. But then there are times where I'm like, we're gonna do this. I'm like, God told me to do it, whether y'all believe me or not. This is what we're gonna do, and it's a walk with the Lord that you have to spend that time in prayer. You got to spend that time talking to the Lord, and you got to be around people who help you. Like I had other people in my life that were mentors, people that were very good friends that did the same thing that I did. And I would bounce a lot of ideas off of them. So I made sure that my circle was secure. I made sure that the people that I spoke with, that we're not in competition. Hey, we helping each other. We all out here trying to get it right. So, God is number one, first of all. But then I had a community that I made sure that we were connected in the faith, spiritually, all of that.
I love that. I love that. Well, now, when you are working in the capacity of a minister of worship, every house has a different sound.
Mm.
Talk about that a little bit and how you navigate making sure that you have connected with a sound for that house.
Very good question. So when before they had the internet, you can really do a heavy research. You'd have to actually go there. But what I did was I made a good list of who I looked at, who I had in the choir. And then I also looked at the culture of the church. There are some churches that may be more with the CCM, maybe more with hymns. Another church could be more with the gospel. Another could be more with the bounce. But I'm like, what does our culture of our church looks like? I can't compare it to anybody else. And what I do is I try to do all types of songs to gravitate to the audience that's there. So we used to have three services. So the first service was more for the mature. Second service was kind of like everybody would come. The last service was more for the young adults. So we would have maybe a song list or a choir that geared toward that service if it's young adult. So then we have a young adult choir. So I say to anybody that is wondering how can I find out what my church needs, just listen. Sometimes listen to what they say. Hey, we like to hear more of this. I can't please everybody. Let me just say that. But I do take in consideration what they're looking for. But then at the same time, I infuse other styles of music to let them know, hey, we're doing this too. What I've learned is that not everybody in the audience is an avid listener to gospel music or CCM or any of that type. And so I felt it was my responsibility to introduce this music. Now, what I did was I put a little spin on it. So I gave a little bit, whatever the CCM song was. Then later on, I probably put our spin on there and then I brought it back. So it's being creative and making sure that your church gravitates to what you're bringing as a minister of music. Again, trying to do everything because it's the hot 100, because everybody's doing it. You probably don't want to do that. That if it doesn't work for your church, then don't do it. Keep the same music in the same area, and then every now and then introduce a new one, and then come back. So they'll know you ain't forgot us. No, we ain't forgot you. We know you out there. We love you. Because they will tell you.
Yes, they will. They will let you know. I don't know what you were singing today.
Come on back, come on back. We don't like all that. Now, again, even though they may say that and you listen to them, it's great. But at the same time, it's like, but I got something for you. And then here's another thing. We did a song one year, and it was by Milton Bronson. Someone who's younger came up and got, who is that by? Now I'm thinking you ought to know this song, but they're young, they don't know. So we're introducing some of the old hits, and we're bringing some of the new one in. So everybody gets to enjoy the Lord.
That's good. That is good. And then it really sharpens your chops as an arranger because there's so many things, so many nuances in the service where you need just a little something right here to just stick right here. And it may just be the refrain of some song, or you may just need a little piece of this to go right here and then flow into something else, into a hymn. Oh, it's a lot involved.
It is. But the great thing about it, like you said, it sharpens you. And it makes people, if you do it enough times, because sometimes we can do a song and we do it one time and that's it. It's like, well, they didn't really learn the song. Do it again, and then people go, oh, well, maybe I'll go listen to that song, or that I don't know all the song, but the vamp of it was this. And that right there just took me in. That made me feel the presence of the Lord. Sometimes the vamp will get you, then sometimes the verse will get you, sometimes the chorus part will get you. So it just really depends. And you're right. You don't, in worship, I've learned you don't always have to do the whole entire song. Maybe the meat of it may be one of those three. You just have to know.
Ooh, this is good. It's getting gooder and gooder.
Come on.
Listen, if you just tuned in, I have the incomparable Gaye Arbuckle with me tonight, and we're talking about worship. We're talking about music ministry, but we are going to go a little bit deeper because
Uh-oh.
we're going to find out how come God told her to tell us to get your note right after this. Today's broadcast is brought to you by Miss Annie from way down south. She's loud, she's fun, but you'd better watch out. Put on your seatbelt and take the rollicking ride with the unpredictable Miss Annie as she whips and turns and drives straight into your heart. Own it today at www.sueroseberry.com. Woo! If you just tuned in, listen, you late, but you're not too late because we still have the incomparable Gaye Arbuckle.
Hey, y'all.
Okay, you have been so many things in music ministry, from musician to singer, soloist, recording artist, worship leader, choir director, arranger, producer, all of those things, composer. But somewhere along the line, God gave you the inspiration to tell the rest of us to get your note. Get your note. What is that all about?
Oh, wow. So it was a phrase, believe it or not, that I would use in choir rehearsal. And I would tell them, hey, get your note. But I was saying because they didn't have it. And then I'd go to somebody and say, hey, it was either get your note, get on top of that note. That's not your note. That's the wrong note. It was one of those. And so I was on social media, and I was like, it's so many things on there that people could be doing that's great. I said, I want to do something that will wake people up in the morning. So while I was working at the church, I would go and I would hit up a lot of staff members. Some of them I knew they couldn't sing. They knew they couldn't sing. And I said, hey, we're gonna do a hymn, and it's just gonna be real, real short because our attention span on social media, if it's too long, people like, I'm gone, I'm gone, I'm done. And so I would bring them in and I'd teach them a song and we do a quick one. And then I started putting it out on social media. And And then people would start ask, "Hey, I want to do Get Your Note," and I would bring them to the church, and we get in front of some real good lighting because I love light, and I would just start singing it. And then from there, I decided I'm like, I'm gonna get some T-shirts. People started to buy those. Then later on, I started to get doing the conference. I've done my fourth conference. The last two were called the Get Your Note Experience, and it's really for worship leaders. It's for building and coaching individuals that lead worship on Sundays or they lead wherever they are, and it's to build them in a way that they have courage, confidence, to know the word of God. I had speakers to come in that would also teach. I had a class on voice lessons, a class on prayer, uh, of course, to talk about worship. And then I did a thing with the people who were there where we would all it was just worship. Everybody, we're just going to start singing. And what I would do, I would have one to sit down and then they would trade places, and then this person would come back, then she would sing a soprano note just so they could get a feel of singing with different people. And it was so much fun. Then I had a time where I had my speakers to get different groups, and they had a certain amount of time to come up with a song in 15 or 20 minutes, and they had to introduce their song and their flow to everybody at in the conference. It was so much fun. So my whole thing with even with this Get Your Note, it's about them to get their purpose. Get Your Note is about your purpose. Get Your Note is about who God has called you to be, um, and then it's about uh, worship. Our worshiping our Savior, but not again just on stage. It's not just always for singers; it's for dancers. One year I had someone to come in to talk about dancing. So worship, what do you do to worship? I don't know, I'm still expanding. I'm about to do a 6 weeks class, which is the Get Your Note Academy, and I want people to sign up for that. It starts on September the 9th, and I want people to be a part. I just want to coach people and teach people what I saw during COVID. People were trying their best to do the best that they could with their worship services. And I saw where some people really needed direction on maybe their vocal sound. They needed direction on like with flowing. Maybe they needed direction on how to hold the mic. I mean, stage presence, all of that. Get Your Note encompasses all of that. So just hoping somebody will uh, understand that we all need somebody to pour into our lives. We don't know everything. So somebody's pouring in mine. So I take and I get a chance to pour into them.
That is so good. That
I hope
is so
it wasn't too long.
that is good. So that's the Get Your Note Academy, and it's starting on September 9th. Let me pull this visual up here because,
Okay.
guys, you can follow Gay.
Aw,
He has a website, www.gayearbuckle.com. And
yeah.
she's on all of these social media platforms. And the one that I didn't put on there is TikTok. But
Right.
she's TikTok too. You can find inspirational quotes and clips from her on TikTok. And she does just what she's talking about, share inspirational thoughts, ideas, and all of that so that you can level up and be encouraged. So I want you all to follow her. Don't she look sassy right there? That's the website. Check her out. So you guys, I need you to follow her. That's what we want to do. We
Yes.
artists, many times we don't know how we can support artists, but this is one way. Since we have this social media access, you can go on there wherever they are. Look her up on all of the platforms. Follow her on all of them.
All of
All of them.
them.
Follow her on all of them. And then whichever one is the one that you consume the most, then be sure that you engage. You engage. Take the time to say hello. If she's on there, hello, like, comment, share, repost, all of those things. because it really does matter for the artists when we do that.
Yeah.
So, Gay, you came up with last year. Now, we're not so far out that we can be starting to think about Christmas. I had to put that on your mind earlier because I'm a Christmas kind of girl. In July, I was watching Hallmark Christmas. I
I
was
love
already
it.
in. I love it.
I
So
do too.
you did a Christmas single,
I did.
and it is so lovely. It is so sweet.
It.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
Thank
So
you.
talk about what prompted you to record that.
I've always wanted to do a entire Christmas CD. I've always wanted to. And I said, well, because we're living in a time now where you don't have to do the whole thing, which I still want to. And I just decided, I said, I'm going to try it and see what happens. I like Christmas too because I would like to watch the Hallmark movies as well. And I just think, I don't know, those movies remind me of heaven. And I ain't never been there, but everything works out. It works out. It may not be good for 1 month, but it works out at the end. She gets the guy, he gets the girl. It's just really incredible. And so because I love Christmas, I'm like, why not? I love singing. I love what I do. And I get a chance to make brighten up someone's Christmas. Maybe they just like, I'm tired of listening to these kind. Okay, well, listen to me. I'll take it. So yeah. So hopefully I can even do some more Christmas music, maybe this year or maybe for next year.
Because Christmas music never goes out of style.
They're gonna always replay it.
And every year, because bless her heart, rocking around the Christmas tree, and
Mhm.
I don't need a lot for Christmas. And, they
Jingle bells.
every year there are bestsellers. Rudolph is coming right on back. So, what is on the horizon besides the Academy? We know that's coming up in September, but what you got going on? Where can people hear you on a routine basis?
Routinely, um, probably I have some things that are coming up, so it might not be routinely in the same spot. But I've got an event I'm doing this Sunday here in Dallas. It's at Redbird Mall. They're celebrating 50 years, and then the next weekend on the 31st, yeah, they have the jazz concert, which happens at T-Ball, the Dallas Black Academy of Arts and Letters. That happens, and then I've got some other things that I'm working on. New Year's Eve, I'm already booked for that as well. So yeah, that's where I am.
So, y'all, you got to follow. You got to follow. You got to let me back up there so you'll have it. All of them: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, on her website. Just go in and put in Gaye Arbuckle and she will come up. So you can follow and know what she has going on because she's very active and social media savvy. And she puts out there the information about where she'll be and how you can connect. And she also has wonderful music that's been recorded that's out there. A number of years ago, she had a CD, Holy,
Yes.
name it, Holy. Yeah, so you can go and get her music, all of that. Go to, I know that you're streaming it, okay? I know already. Streaming on Pandora and Spotify and all that. But I need y'all to down. I need y'all to ask the Lord to put it in your spirit to download because that's really of God. Downloading is of God. That is of God. Download and stream,
Right.
okay?
I
It's,
forgot about this if I can.
go ahead.
When you said on a regular, so I've been singing at this homeless shelter since 2021 every Wednesday, and it's a blessing. I really love doing that. I do. It's from they have a service from 8:30 to 9:30, and it's amazing to see the people who are there and those who we need to go outside the church walls. We can sing at the church, that's fine too, but volunteer your time at some of these homeless shelters. That's ministry as well. So I just thought about that. I normally don't tell people, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's the regular.
Well, good. Well, y'all catch up with her and find out where she's going to be. And it may even be an opportunity for you to serve by doing something in that space that can alleviate some of the pain and hurt that somebody is enduring. We
Exactly.
never know. We never know.
Don't.
Where are we going? We know where we've been, but we don't know where we're going.
Oh Lord.
We don't know where we're going. Okay, well, now I'm going to ask Gaye. This is what we do on Moments with Mama. So I wanted to play Miracles and Blessings, but I didn't want them to put me in social media jail, on YouTube jail, because you know they put you in jail for playing other folks' stuff.
Oh
And
gosh.
if I say, well, she's on my show and she said I could play, they don't even want to hear that. So we don't even do that. But I will tell you to go there and find it. But right here on Moments with Mama Sue, I'm going to ask her to get her note and find something, a piece of a song, a hymn, a refrain, something that she can share with us. And in just a minute, I'm going to give it a big build up. That's what we do on Moments with Mama Sue. I'm going to give it a big build up, and then I'm going to bring her on to sing something right here on Moments with Mama Sue, because that's what we do. She
Hey.
tonic voice. She is so gifted. She is so talented. Jackie Lee said that she loves hearing Gaye sing something about God's
Oh.
grace. Yeah, she turned that out. Now, Patrick Bradley wrote it, but people think that's Gaye's song. And she turns that out. Ben Mayberry is saying two of his favorites. Thank you, Ben, for tapping in. And Lori and Janice and Carolyn. And shout out to Chester and Mary Hamilton and Wendy and just everybody that's on with us tonight. AJ, thank you all so much for being here. Frederick Byers, Saints, we're just glad that you are here. And now, right here on Moments with Mama Sue. This is what we do. It's exclusive. You're not going to see it happen anywhere else like this. And we are presenting to you the incomparable Miss Gaye Arbuckle. Welcome her.
Okay. So God, thank you, Lord. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. Oh, and what a privilege it is to carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, what peace we often forfeit. Oh, what needless pains we bear. And it's all because we do not carry everything to God in prayer. Oh, and everything to God in prayer. Oh, God, we need you, Lord. Everything to God in prayer.
Woo! Woo! I had to wait a minute before I came back on the screen because my hands was all up and I had the ugly face.
Oh,
But oh
wow.
my God, I believe you could sing the telephone direct. Oh my Lord. Sean said, sing that song. Sing that song. AJ Smith said, my Lord. It's just such a blessing to hear your voice, and with or without accompaniment, it's just such a melodious treasure. Oh God, Thank you.
Oh Lord. You know, I'll say for me, when I'm singing songs, I have to know what I'm singing about. I have to live that. I have to be that. And I just want God in anything that I do to get he's honored. He gets the glory. So I'm grateful to the Lord that he's given me such a gift that I appreciate.
Yes, Lord. And maybe if she took him out. Maybe took him out. Oh, I tell you, it's awesome and amazing. I again want to put up on the screen just for everybody to know how to follow Gaye and make sure that you're supporting this woman of God and sharing what you can, both from support and encouragement, prayers, and by downloading and streaming the music. And it won't even hurt if you just want to find her on on her social media. You may want to send her coffee money. I don't know. Whatever. Find her. Send her some money to go to Starbucks or whatever. Let's just learn how to be a blessing because she is certainly blessing us. Gaye, we'll talk to you again at some point because we didn't even get into all of the things about the vocal coaching because that's a whole other horse of another color. Many of us in
Yeah.
our we have not learned how to preserve our voices.
Yeah,
And so that is a critical something that really needs to be taught and experienced.
very much so.
So we'll talk about that at some point. I'm going to give you a chance to have last remarks, but before I do, I want to encourage everybody, please make sure that you're connected. Go to www.sueroseberry.com and then follow me out here in these social media streets so that we can do things that are impactful and that God will be glorified by. Sometimes we do an after chat where we're talking with some of our artists about some of the things that they're doing that don't necessarily go with the music realm. It's just the everyday routine of life. And with some, we have an after chat. So if you go to my website, there's a subscription base there. There's a free, but I'm always putting blogs out there and other information. And it's all about trying to make sure that we all do that we're all getting something that we need to help motivate and inspire us so that we can be great. Again, I want you to follow me, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Clubhouse, somewhere, find me. And if it is possible, I would love to have you to engage and let me know how I can be of service to you and how we can keep making this work to the glory and honor of God. Gaye, I'm going to let you share a parting word with our family and thank you so much again for being here.
Just to encourage everyone to just keep living the life God has called you to do. This world um, is hard enough every day that we are trying to be what God has called us all to be. I just pray that you walk in your confidence and you walk in the fullness of His grace. God is so good to us. There is yet more to come for you. Walk in the gifting that God has called only you to do. There is a people that need to hear from you. There are people who need to know that you're there. So you stay encouraged and keep loving God like I do. Love Him good. He loves us. Thank you,
Uh,
Miss Blue.
that is excellent. Well, we're getting ready to close. Gaye, hang out with me until I put this to bed as I close out. But thank you again so much for being here. It is always a blessing. And I look forward to seeing you out here in the social media streets. You can catch me daily at 12 noon Central Standard Time on TikTok for Midday Moments with Mama Sue, or right back here on the first Monday of September. Oh, Lord, the year has flown by, but I will look forward to seeing you then. In the meantime, continue to be blessed and know that I shall do love you. Bye bye.